Hi, everyone. My name is Chris Sinke. I'm the Chief Business Officer here at Bittrex Global. And today I have with me HTML, and our guests are Jose, the CTO of HTMLCoin, and Vince, the COO of HTMLCoin. So welcome, both of you. Thanks for joining us today. We're really excited about the partnership with HTML and finally being able to list recently. So that was a nice achievement to get through that hurdle and get live. And so I'd like to just say before we kick things off, welcome.
Thank you very much, Chris. It's a pleasure to be here and an honor.
Thank you, Chris. Pleasure.
You bet. You bet. So we're here today with this AMA, Ask Me Anything. We've sourced a number of questions from our community as well as the broader crypto community regarding HTMLCoin. And I might have some questions of my own as we go through this. It might go a little bit deeper, but mostly I'm going to try to stick to the questions that our community is interested in asking. But before we get into that, I would like to know from both of you, maybe Vince, if you could go first, about your origin story. It's a question that we ask every guest that comes on the show. So how'd you get into crypto? What led you to join or found HTMLCoin, and when did you buy your first Bitcoin?
Okay, thanks, Chris. So yeah, my entry into the crypto space was, like many, not a great one. I got into crypto in January 2017. I managed to buy a full Bitcoin at around $800. And basically, I lost it all through my own ignorance and not understanding the technology, the space, and not realizing how prolific the scams are. I mean, there are just loads of investment platforms which are rubbish, and Ponzi's and high-yield investment programs. And then there are a lot of clever bastards out there which realize the potential of blockchain and used it to crowdfund for bogus projects. So 2017 was a bit of a mess. I lost a lot of money, hard lessons learned, expensive lessons. But instead of running away and calling it a day, I decided to look a little bit further, found that there were thousands of cryptocurrencies in the space. So my interest was very much piqued. And I just explored, asked a lot of questions, and came up with my own sort of strategy to determine how to differentiate between what's real and legitimate and what's sketchy, what's dodgy. And it's kind of long story short, I discovered HTMLCoin and I sent a message to the CEO. I think we lost Chris for a moment there, but I'll carry on answering the question. I sent a message to the CEO and founder of HTMLCoin, that would be Armando Boncales. We got into a bit of a conversation, chit-chat for a little while, and he invited me into the community to be a Telegram room moderator. And after some time, the more I learned about HTMLCoin, the more excited I got. Let's stay on the stream, no worries. Hey, Chris.
Hey, no, I'm still here. I'm just in the background. So when you guys start talking, they'll bring you full center so that they can see you.
I thought you got knocked off the line. But anyway, so
no,
Telegram moderator for a few months, worked my way up to head of community relations and then COO. I mean, the more I learned about the project, the more involved I got. Every problem I found was an opportunity. And it's been a hell of a ride. A lot of challenges, a lot of trips and falls and bruises and scratches. But I mean, that's part of the game. Every time one fails, there's a big lesson to be learned. And the most important thing is to pick yourself up and persevere. And I think that's been one of the core revelations of my time at HTMLCoin. And that's me in a nutshell.
Now it's supposed to be me. So, hello again, I'm Jose. The question was how we get into this world.
That's right. How do you how did you get into this world? What's your origin story into crypto and HTMLCoin?
Actually, I get into crypto through the blockchain because I went exposed to the smart contract idea back in something like 2010. We were looking for a way to properly reflect agreements between stakeholders on very complex business. So at the time we were exploring other alternatives, and somebody starts telling me about Bitcoin, which was a very funny term at the time. So I do some investment, then exit my investment at, I guess it was something like $40 a Bitcoin. Never bought Bitcoin again. Last year, I was working on a blockchain-related project for supply chains, and Amando and the project crossed my life. I guess I was on LinkedIn or for public space, and I found the project very appealing. So 2 months ago, I decided to give a hand more frequently as a CTO. So that's it. I have been involved in some other small contributions to crypto, but nothing as serious as this. So that's it.
Well, those are both, I think, pretty good origin stories. I know you guys minimize them, but I think we all have a pretty interesting backstory as to how we landed in this crazy industry that we're in today. And speaking about the HTMLCoin team, can you tell us and our viewers a little bit more about the background of the team, how the team came together, when the project was founded?
So, Jose, I'm just going to mention how the coin was founded, and then you go ahead and talk about the team. So, Armando founded HTMLCoin in 2014. It was a very basic, like Bitcoin clone. I think some people call it a script coin. And then it was upgraded. We became a hybrid smart contract public blockchain at the end of 2017. And that's when things started to kick off and the vision grew. Anyway, Jose, you take it away and tell them about the team.
Well, the team almost looks like an international institution. I guess like many of the organizations on the field. We came for all kind of backgrounds. The very nature of HTML makes it appealing to people that worries about social problems. So we have, especially from education and inclusion and help, there's people coming from those fields, and from mostly any race, country, religion, whatever. I guess that's pretty common on the business, but I got people awake all of the day doing different stuff in the different parts of the world. But I guess that that's probably the most beautiful thing about this project, is that most of the people are not purely technical, but they see the needs and the advantage of the blockchain and the crypto in general from different perspectives, and those perspectives are linked with the actual needs. So that's probably one of the things I like more for the team, how diverse we are.
Great. Yeah, thanks for that background on the HTML team. I think we've got a little bit of an echo too. So if either of you can try to stay muted when we're all three of us on, that'd probably be helpful. Okay, the next question I have on my list is actually from one of our community members, which is the HTML name. So what was the genesis of the name? Why did you guys name the company HTML, or the coin HTML?
That would come from Armando. And, HTML, I think most people recognize it. It is from the legacy markup language, hypertext markup language. And it evokes that legacy of, websites and internet web pages. I mean, I think many people are hugely fascinated. I've got a huge admiration for the internet. I mean, in today's modern age, the internet is arguably the most impactful innovation of our time, allowing us not only to be connected, so much information, and to collaborate in real time. And I think HTML plays on that, sort of plays on that. It's a powerful name. We've got a lot of people that love it and some that hate it, but it's grown on me. But it's basically to pay tribute to the infamous markup language in a nutshell.
And then looking forward now, can you talk us through HTML's roadmap for the future? And maybe before that, maybe before you get to the roadmap, like how would you explain HTML to someone who's not in crypto? What's the elevator pitch?
Jose, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, but I haven't heard the question, because I think it's the connectivity of some one of us.
So how would you explain
Chris,
HTML?
Yeah, I think it's probably my connection. I apologize for that. I think that it's a two-part question. The first is, how would you explain HTMLCoin to someone who wasn't in crypto? What's the elevator pitch, if you will? And the second part of the question is, what does the roadmap for the future look like?
I will take the second part. You will take the first.
No problem. So, so explaining HTMLCoin to the layman. We're a public smart contract blockchain. I mean, if we're going to talk about the differences between us and some other smart contract blockchains, I can do that, but that wouldn't be so much for the layman. Something that we teach our students through Althash University, which is one of the other verticals or other business sister companies that we teach. We like to teach people about why blockchain is a disruptive technology and how it is poised to make such an impact, not just in fintech, like Bitcoin being the first application of blockchain technology. It's a financial technology, but it has so much potential in every other industry, wherever there's an element of trust that's needed or the authentication of data. So what we do at HTMLCoin is explore various use cases in various industries, as well as in social circumstances where blockchain can make a difference. And we've got various dApps, which Jose will talk about a little later, and what we're doing. But basically, HTMLCoin is one of the underdogs in the crypto space with a team with a big axe to grind. We are persevering to make a difference, drive positive impact with blockchain technology at as low cost as possible to drive that stakeholder value in a nutshell.
You convinced me. So regarding roadmap, well, that's a bit an extension of what Vincent says. I came from product development, and usually we say that people date your features, but they marry your roadmap. So till now we have shown how the blockchain can be used for not exactly speculative purposes, following with the motto of the project. We have found a number of spaces in which we guess we can provide support to interesting initiatives. The first, that is something in which we are actively working right now, and we are soon to launch some product, is another dApp. Is basically extending the training, learning, skills, job market, so all of that bubble about your capacity, your skills, bring it into a proper certification approach, so we can help people get validated and get an easier way to show up where you're capable of. That's going to be launched soon, so keep tuned. And while we were doing all of the product discovery for that project, we find there is some thirst for building blocks in order to build up social media, Web3, whatever we want to call it. I guess it's still too soon. So there's not so many building blocks in order to construct, to build up social experiences, sharing experiences beyond the NFTs. So whatever we use to build up around professional social validation, we will offer that into the community so they can build up other social toys. And that's one part. That's something in which we are going to work quite a lot along the year. And then there is some other verticals in which we have found a lot of interest, mainly regarding the gig economy and sharing, but not only sharing content, but sharing natural things, energy among them. So we are exploring the interface with the Internet of Things and the smart city paradigm. So we are really actively working in a partnership to bring up some peer-to-peer energy exchange with the stakeholders in a couple of continents. And all of the components we will use to build up those features of those new products will be available as soon as we launch our proof of concepts or first products. We will release those components. So whatever with the interest, the same way you can use our blockchain today, you will be able to use those building blocks to construct your own product. So that's pretty wide. And along with this, to sustain all of that innovation and to be able to cope with the growing amount of transactions we are going to support, we are extending the platform. It will involve some flexibility to create new nodes, some flexibility to program or smart contracts in an easier way. So basically, we are extending the platform and around the end of the year, and making a forecast for 12 months is quite risky. But we expect to be able to provide the next version of our blockchain, but with full backwards compatibility. So it will not involve a fork or a halving or nothing like that. It's simply we will extend this in a more robust and flexible platform. So those are the main things we are going to do along the next year. And I have no idea what will happen later. That's it.
All right. Thank you for that background, the elevator pitch, as well as the future roadmap. So looking at the next question on the list we have here, it's actually around Althash University. So you mentioned that already. So what exactly is Althash University? How does it fit in to the broader plan? And how important do you think it is to the blockchain world? I'm going to guess you're going to say it's very important, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on Althash.
Okay, so for me, education, it's even more than just very important. It's paramount. It's absolutely essential. You know, there are a lot of people in the days when the internet came out and they said, oh, the internet, it's never going to take off. It's never going to work. I mean, I even know about, what's that story about? I think it was encyclopedia. There was a Britannica encyclopedias or something that a large volume of books. And when digital came out and CDs came out, they did not want to adapt with new technologies. There's also the story of Kodak, the camera with the you know, the old analog film reels. They didn't want to go digital. And I think it's important for people to to adapt to things that are present. There's a quote from the late Dr. Stephen Hawking, which I really appreciate, and he says it's actually his definition of intelligence, and it's the ability to change. The ability to. My train of thought derailed, but the ability to change. It's absolutely crucial. And what we do at Althash University is we've actually got a whole huge course offering. We've been teaching blockchain and the various facets of it for about 2.5, 3 years. We've been doing that for free. Everything from an overview of blockchain, crypto, smart contracts, NFTs, market analytics, trading, because it's very important for people to understand what's at their fingertips so they can best use it to make their life better and mitigate risk. I learned a lot of hard lessons in 2017. So when I meet new students, I've try and explain to them, check yourself. One of the many things I've learned over the years is people, regardless of your intelligence, your age, your religion, your nationality, regardless of anything, we are all guilty of this. People believe what they want to believe. And there's a lot of clever scammers out there which will take fancy websites. They'll, throw in a few big terms, throw blockchain in there. They might even have a real blockchain or a real token. But essentially, if you don't understand various elements of the technology and what to look out for, people are going to get shafted. And that's why education is key on so many aspects. For example, one of the classes I teach about token creation, it's not about how to create a token, because that is easy. My 7-year-old daughter could do that if I gave her a 10-minute lesson. But the point is to understand how to use the technology to create those win-wins for the various stakeholders in the ecosystem. I mean, I'll give an example, and I'm not going to go through the full example now, but how a school could create a token and leverage the students in the school, let's say in Africa, to do various jobs around the school, whether it was painting, light maintenance work, feeding animals, whatever. Instead of paying a third party to do it, they could leverage the students to do it and offer them tokens which could be redeemable at the school canteen. Therefore, maybe the school can save 10, 20% on the work, and the students, which have a hard time bringing lunch money to school, could do a little bit of work out of hours and get that money. But if the school wants to be a bit of a bastard about it, they could try and save 80% of the fees, and the students would have to be, doing a lot of work for very little. So it's very important for people to understand when you're creating a token or a project is that it's a win-win for all the stakeholders. And that's sort of the part of what we do. It's not just about education, but something that's very key is inspiration. We try and inspire the students to see the positive possibilities of blockchain so that they feel inspired to actually take action and do something with it. There's no point in sitting there listening to something and, yeah, okay, I understand. But if you're not going to do something with that information, it's pointless. So we try and inspire the students to understand that there's a lot of potential here, understand it, and, take the next steps. So yeah, Althash Education, we've been doing that for free for nearly 3 years. And in next month, we're in December now. So yeah, Q1 next year, we are launching with our new partners and it will be monetized. It's been an incredible journey. We've grown our course curriculum. We've got fantastic faculty. And it's been one of our best endeavors so far.
Fantastic. In adding to that, can you tell us more about HyperHub? I'm actually not familiar with it and how it relates to HTML. And is this something you teach at Althash University?
Sorry, do we teach, you say HyperHub?
Yeah, HyperHub is the word that I have. HyperHub.
No, yeah, HyperHub is right.
Okay. Is that I'm not familiar with what it is, and I'm not sure if it's a concept related to HTML or if it's something related to course curriculum at Althaus.
So it's not related to Althash University. I'll let Jose tell us about it.
Okay.
Sure. That's my call. So HyperHub is it's a good example of how we are trying to do things. Actually, that's a cooperative effort. It's not a product of HTML itself. It's something which we have cooperate, but basically it's a web, it's a Chrome extension, something related with MetaMask, which will be something that quite familiar to everybody listening now. So basically, we allow, in this particular case, there is two blockchains involved. One is Cadena and another is HTMLCoin. So you can grab between both, and you can sign smart contracts and transactions between both, and you can interact with the smart contracts both on Solidity in our own case, which is what we run in HTML, or Pact, which is what we run in Cadena. So basically, it's a web extension. Let's call it a relative to MetaMask that allows you to sign on different blockchains in different kind of smart contracts. It's supposed to be kind of a wallet, but it's not exactly that. It's quite more than a wallet. But I don't know if it's a really productive or launch. I don't know actually who asked for that, how the community was aware of all of this, but it's something in which we have very happy to participate, and we are in other projects in which several blockchains gets related. Because if you are not on the main networks, it makes sense for the altcoins, for the small capitalization guys around to start integrating with each other in order to roll up products that doesn't rely on a single blockchain, but can interact with the blockchains, all of the blockchains around. So that's it pretty much.
Just to make one last little conclusion there. HyperHub being a web extension, it can sign transactions in Solidity and Pact, as Jose mentioned, and it will allow users and developers to connect their web wallets, browser extension to dApps, decentralized exchanges, or websites through the web extension. It's totally crypto agnostic, and HTMLCoin has simply been listed there. So that's about it.
And then when it comes to the history of HTMLCoin, you guys have been around since 2013, right?
2014 until 2014 it started.
Okay, so it's a long time in crypto. You guys are veterans in this space, 7 years. What are some of the challenges that you faced in that time, and what have you done to overcome them?
Okay, so I joined in early 2018, and there are two main challenges that I'll touch on. They're both related, and even the solution, the ongoing solution is related to both. So I would say our two greatest challenges would be funding and the skills gap. Now, as most of you probably know, HTMLCoin never had an ICO. So funding has always been a point of contention. It's very hard to get things done. If you have loads of money, then obviously you can develop whatever you want, market however you want. And, when money is not a problem, you can do anything. So, and with regards to skills, naturally, when you want to develop things, when you want skills that you don't have, you need to remunerate the human resources to do what you need to do. So it's been, quite tricky, but it's been also quite a learning experience, and I've enjoyed the challenge. I mean, any one person by themselves is limited. I can't do any coding. I can't build a website. There's many things I can't do, but something I have enjoyed doing is finding other stakeholders and collaborators and finding ways to create that win-win so that we can work together, we have a common goal, and get things done. So with regards to the problems, it's all about finding the right stakeholders, the right collaborators with the right attitude, and finding a way to work together so that we can get that much further. At times it's been 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. But ultimately, since 2018, we've come quite a long way. Considering the challenges that we've had, we've made some great headway. And that's just about building relationships, nurturing relationships, and persevering ultimately.
And the next question we have, and thank you for covering that. I think trying to answer a question and think back for that period of time. I know you joined in 2018, but going back to 2013, it's a long period of time. There have been daily challenges, huge challenges, right? It's hard to, there's probably been so many things that you guys have overcome. It's hard to recall those things along the way. So it's a challenging question to answer. What have the challenges been? So the next question though on the list is related to dApps, decentralized applications, and seeing that HTMLCoin has a lot of decentralized apps ready to use. Could you talk a little bit more about Altproof, in particular, Token Farm, and My Offspring?
Yeah, we have a handful of home-built dApps, and the community is building. I don't know. I have lost the count, but there's a lot of people building up new dApps against our blockchain. So regarding those, those basically are a proof of concept. They're very simple demonstration of what can be done with the blockchain. We are not monetizing those. It's just a clear way to reflect how to solve problems. Let me get into the list. Altproof is our interpretation of a notary. So you can notarize anything through the blockchain. That's something we are extending right now regarding skills and regarding the certificates for others, any kind of title or capacities you may have. But it's a notary. Token Farm is the easiest way I have found to tokenize anything. You can issue your own tokens. You can tokenize any asset or whatever you want to on top of HTMLCoin. It's up and running. It's alive. You just get there, and you can start issuing your own token. And My Offspring is something in which we are actively working with some institutional stakeholders. That's to register your offspring, your kids, the newborn. And that's something that is eventually will get adopted by some governments in order for people to register the family, their kids. So afterwards, the certificate will be useful as much as the regular paper certificate of birth is used right now. So those three are up and running. I invite you to get there and you use it. It's free. So that's it.
All right. And another one of our users asked, I understand that HTMLCoin is not your average crypto token, but even has its own blockchain, and the tokens are HRC20s. What are the advantages of this blockchain compared to Ethereum or Binance Smart Chain or any of the others that are out there?
Jose?
I was mute. Sorry, guys. So there's many advantages. First is we are fast. If you're trying to run a smart contract on a main chain, it will take time because those networks are crowded with some other traffic, like all of the DeFi stuff circulating through there will make your transactions quite slow. So on many scenarios, our approach to the blockchain is faster. It's quite faster. Then one also minimal question is the gas cost. In our case, your gas will be HTMLCoin. That fortunately for you as a developer is a lot cheaper for that anything else you may find around. And something which is the same as something that make us the same as blockchain is our security level, because I mean blockchain, Bitcoin, is we have the same security as Bitcoin. And regarding the HRC20 is exactly the equivalent of ERC20, and the same can be said about HRC whatever 7 whatever. In our case, is HRC7 whatever. So we are fully compatible with the usual standards regarding both the language to develop the virtual machine. The virtual machine is itself in which you run your smart contracts. So pretty much we are the same, but faster and cheaper. So that's a big difference. And regarding that's it. That's the main differences as far as the blockchain is involved. We are the same, but faster and cheaper. That's it.
Great. Vince, did you have something you wanted to add to that?
One little thing regarding the dApps that Jose mentioned. We also launched our own NFT platform in July this year. It's a crypto agnostic NFT platform with a very unique set of unique selling points, which I wanted to bring up. It's crypto agnostic in that people can mint and deploy their NFTs for free, and they can accept payment in Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, Verge, HTMLCoin, debt-free, and a myriad of other cryptos, with more being added in the future. But we've made it free for people to mint their NFTs, which can be not only pictures, they can be video files, software packages. There's, pretty much anything can be tokenized. But it's all about driving that stakeholder value and not forcing anyone to use only one specific crypto. I mean, we've got various things to optimize as we go along, and we're doing that. But we've also made it so that there's a certificate of provenance for every NFT created, so that we more adequately address the copyright issues within the NFT industry. So we do use both NFT token standards. I can't remember the exact numbers. It's 7151. I can't remember them, but the two NFT token standards, we utilize them both in our platform. And in a nutshell, I just wanted to mention that.
Okay. So the next question I have on my list here is, someone in the community asked if you could speak to what the partnership means to you and how you see Bittrex Global helping HTMLCoin grow further. This is a bit of a plug for Bittrex Global, it seems. I swear I didn't put this question in.
No, well, look, our community has been looking for a listing like this, and many of us have wanted this specific listing for years. I mean, Bittrex was the first exchange I signed up to, or one of the first, in 2017. And I remember I met you last year, and we were looking to get on board, and then our planets aligned, and it happened. So, getting into Bittrex Global brings us into that tier 1 market. It gives us a little bit more access to other traders. It's a big excitement for us. It's an honor for us to be on your platform, and we're looking forward to pushing every which way we can so that we can grow further. And happy to be on board.
Well, we're really excited as well, and thank you guys again for choosing to list HTMLCoin on Bittrex Global. And the next question I have on the list is related to security. I think it's kind of something that we want to cover every time we interact with the team and talk to a team. And it's obviously something that we spend a lot of time on. During the integration phase, we integrated your mainnet into our ecosystem. and that's not something that we take lightly. And it's a really difficult process to get done from a security perspective, which requires a full security review, security survey, the full teardown, and testing from our perspective. But what are you doing on, and what have you done on your side to protect against security issues? Everything from 51% attacks to actual just custody issues and that sort of thing.
Well, I'll mention two little points, and I'll hand it to Jose. From my experience, I mean, I've also been dealing with a lot of support issues over the years, and to date, I've never found lost or stolen coins as a result of our chain being compromised. It has always been a matter of user error or a compromised device. With regards to 51% attack, I know that we've got real-time checkpointing that safeguards against that. We are working on increasing our node count in various ways. That's part of what Jose is working on in our roadmap for next year. We've got a few different initiatives to increase that node count and just continually build up our infrastructure. But Jose, if I'm leaving anything out, please, this is for you.
Yeah. Well, security is as far as you want to stay open and permissionless. That's anybody can use. We are public. Our code is online. Our APIs are fully documented and published. So as far as you keep yourself open, security is key. As far as we keep extending our infrastructure, security becomes a byproduct. The more robust we do the interfaces, it's not just adding more nodes. Is you are in checks, you are adding components on the pathway that detects anomalies. The same way you detect load, you can start detecting anomalies, and that's it. We keep growing. As far as the standards are affected, we stick to standards. We haven't reinvented the wheel, both on encryption or anything else. But the usual attack you should be aware of, which is something on the social side. We try to mitigate these with our support team, and on the infrastructure side is just keep growing. You don't know when you are late compared with the bad guys. It's just try to be proactive and learning from the community, because fortunately people is quite open regarding the issues they face. So when we keep our system up to date, so as we are based both on Ethereum and Bitcoin parents, when something happens and when something gets improved, we follow the thread, and we keep extending just to be sure that nothing escapes. If something looks strange, we have human eyes looking into it, and that's it pretty much. And expecting to have some luck.
So one of our users also asked, what are some of your plans to continue expanding your network and attracting investors? If you had to summarize to a potential investor the value of HTML, how would you do that? What would you say?
I think you muted.
Well,
go ahead.
Okay, it's me. I wasn't sure if I mute. Okay, that something that came said. I would like to stand something. What I said before, and we'll get straight into your question. As I mentioned, we have both Bitcoin and Ethereum parents. Somehow, our blockchain have a particularity with we are proof of stake and proof of work, and we have kind of dual uh, way of looking at things, and you should break both, and that makes our system pretty tough to
Robust.
break. Regarding 51% attacks or something, and I forgot it. Fortunately, I have my team making me remember important things. Thank you, guys. So getting back to the point, I think pretty much right now the kind of investor we can appeal to is somebody to have the same interest we have. If you are interested in speculations, probably you are really will be doing something else. At the end, and returning to what Vincent mentioned before, our idea is to create value and create value for the society. And if you create value for the society, the outcome of that will involve some kind of profit, and our project itself and the token will grow in value as far as we can provide value to the society. So we are we are not betting on speculation. We are betting in building up useful things. That's why we are focusing on dApps that brings value into the user life. That's why we are building up partnerships with people taking care of how we handle energy among us and how we handle other needs among us. And those things have financial value, and those things are finite assets. So if we link with finite assets in the real world, it should be value. And many investors will understand that, and we are very interested in speaking with them to explain if that's needed.
All right. Well, is there anything else about HTMLCoin that you guys wanted to mention on this AMA before I ask the final question?
Nothing's coming to mind right now, but you can be guaranteed that 5 minutes after this has ended, I'm going to kick myself. And go,
Of course.
But that's life. No, nothing for the moment. Go ahead, unless Jose's got something.
Anything you want to say, Jose? Nope. Okay.
I haven't heard the question at all.
Oh, okay. The question was, is there anything else that you want to mention about HTMLCoin before I ask the last question of the day?
I'm fine. My secret plans to take over the world.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be stuff you could probably talk about HTMLCoin all day long, every day, and I'm sure there's a number of things you're going to remember right after this AMA that you're like, oh, I wish I would have mentioned that. But there's ample time to do that on Twitter, and we're happy to help make sure that our community is aware of the new announcements that are coming out along the way as we continue to grow this partnership.
Awesome.
All right. So for my final question, how can our community and anyone else listening to this get involved in the project?
So fantastic. We're very transparent and doxed and quite easy to reach. But on our website, we've got our LinkedIn profiles. We're on Telegram. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. If anyone just puts the tiniest bit of effort to reach out to us, the message should be found. But that's exactly what I would like to appeal to anyone who's watching. If you are maybe you're new to the crypto space, but you're interested to learn, you're interested to get involved. I mean, you might not have money, but you want to get involved, and that's fine. You invest your time. We're looking for people that we can collaborate with, that want to develop their own personal skills, develop their personal brand. Let's work together. There's ample opportunity within the blockchain space for those win-wins, and that's what I love about this space. It's leveraging innovative technology and human relations to create those win-wins, and I think that's key in life. Yeah, by all means, happy for anyone to reach out.
All right, fantastic. Well, thank you, Jose and Vince, for joining us today on this AMA. We learned a lot more about HTML and HTMLCoin. We are, of course, very excited about the future and looking forward to future announcements and more dApps. And there's Jose, he's back. And for our viewers that want to learn more about HTMLCoin, in the meantime, please go to www.htmlcoin.com. That's HTMLCoin.com. Thank you again to both of you and have a great day.
Thank you. Cheers, Chris.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.